Welcome to your winter solstice reading, and this is going to be for the season starting on December 21st, 21. So you have this 12, 21, 21 numbers going on here. You got the 12 and the 21, which is very much a mirrored effect. Plus 1 plus 2 is 3, and 2 plus 1 is 3. So you got a 3, and a 3. So 3 threes. Huge amount of creativity that's going to be coming around this winter solstice. So I'm excited to see what Spirit has to tell us about those 3 months. Also, of course, winter solstice is the beginning of Capricorn season. I will have a different video for Capricorn for that season coming up, so keep an eye out for that as well. But this reading is going to be a pick-a-bear reading, and so you're going to have a choice of 3 different bears, and you can choose as many as you want. You're going to have the brown bear, the black bear, and the polar bear. And I'll have timestamps for each one of those in the description box below if you want to jump ahead to the other bear. We're going to start, of course, with the brown bear. And we're going to be asking the question, what's going into hibernation? So we're going to just ask what is falling away, what is kind of shrinking in our life, at least for this 3-month period. And with that shrinking, with all this creativity going on, what is going to take its place as it shrinks, because there's always a certain amount of energy in our lives, and as one changes, it makes room for something else. So I'm excited to jump right in, and like I said, we're going to start with Mr. Brown Bear first, and if you chose one of the other bears, just click on the timestamp below and you'll jump ahead. So let's get started. All right, my Geminis, if you chose reading number 1, which is the brown bear, then this is the reading for you. And we're going to start off by pulling a card here from these Surrender Oracle and just see what the Creator wants you to know just overall for the winter solstice. What is going into hibernation? And of course, we'll dig deeper with some other cards as well. All right, for our Gemini brown bears, what? Okay, actually, I feel like this is the one that wants to present itself. And you have the surrender your need to be right, to always be right. And there's the picture. And it says, give others the gift of letting them be right. Be yielding, not rigid. This will help resolve conflicts and improve your relationships. No kidding, right? So yeah, during this 3-month winter solstice, it's all about, what's going into hibernation is this, you always need to be right. So letting go of proving that your small t truths are more truer than other people's small t truths. And I really feel during this time that'll allow you to see different viewpoints, but actually in not going into defense mode about your own small t truths of your human side, it'll open up to see some capital T truths of the spiritual side. And we'll dig more in, like I said, and we're going to pull a card here first from the Animal Spirit deck. And let's see what else the Creator wants you to know about this period and what Animal Spirit wants to give you a message here. So for our Gemini brown bears, what additional message do you have? What clarification? Okay. Like this one, actually, I'm going to get 2. And the first one is the scorpion. And then the second one is the raccoon. And I really feel, just intuitively with the scorpion, I'm feeling a lot of transformational Scorpio energy, which the Scorpios, they transform from a scorpion, which can sting, right? That's the, the attacking of the, needing to be right. Transforming into the snake, which sheds its skin, sheds its ways of thinking, but it also still commands respect because it can still strike. And then it transforms into the eagle. The eagle is able to fly far above everything and see things from a higher perspective, a different perspective like we were talking about. And then ultimately transforms into the phoenix, which rises from the ashes and transforms into this new creature, into this new, powerful, fresh, vibrant, strong form of itself from the ashes. So I really feel that fits so well with what we were talking about. But let's also see what additional message comes from Mr. Scorpion here. Let me just find it. They're not in alphabetical order, so I apologize. There it is. Okay. So this, passionate, competitive, and then tends towards isolation. The scorpion is a passionate and determined creature. Their career is very important to them, as are a few select friends. Sometimes the scorpion's heat festers and they focus on an unresolved event from the past, usually a situation where they were left feeling burned. The Scorpion card says it's time to come clean about your feelings so everyone can heal and you can get back to your usually fiery but fun self. When in balance, you're wild and free and fierce, but when you're out of balance, you're jealous, resentful, and there's unresolved situations and emotions. To bring this into balance, honesty and forgiveness. So, obviously, there's been some situations that spawned you feeling the need to always be right, and that's what this card is spawning you to look at, to forgive, which doesn't mean that you forget. I mean, we are, feeling beings who think, and we have memories to remember everything, to learn from it. So you won't forget, but it's about releasing the wrath for the situation, releasing the wrath for the individual, because it's like, holding resentments and, unforgiveness is like drinking a poison and going, see, now you're going to get it. And it's like, no, it's only toxic to you. It's only impacting you. So you really, look at forgiveness to help you move forward, to help you release that energy that you're using to hold that emotion from that past event, in your energy field. Instead, you resolve it, you look at it and go, okay, you know what? They were acting out of their fears of rejection. I was reacting out of my fears of rejection. And now I'm going to look at my part and see that they were out of their minds because they were in fear. And I was out of my mind because I was in fear. And I'm going to let that wrath go. I'm going to take this event, I'm going to put it in this little photo album because I'm going to take it back with me to the other side because that's what I came here to experience, but I'm not going to invest energy in it anymore. And so I kind of feel this nice, reflection that's going on here. Let's also take a look at Mr. Raccoon and see, it's going to be up front here. Sorry, there it is. And the raccoon, talented, shadowy, and in hiding. Raccoon energy is at play within all artists to greater or lesser degrees. At best, it indicates talent, tenacity, and skillfulness with a particular musical instrument or creative tool. Its shadow side points to an unresolved issue around self-image and success. Sometimes using a stage name or wearing a mask works in an artist's favor. Other times, it limits creativity. Am I who my audience thinks I am? What if I'm ready to grow into something more, right? Grow into something more. Raccoon energy won't let us off the hook until this creative ego fear is resolved. All right. Definitely a message here. So, and no judgment. I mean, we all go through it. I mean, that's our human side. So this is being presented to you as an opinion and advice from spirit, and you get to do with it what you will. All right. So there's no judgment behind it. It's being presented to help you move forward, to help you have that energy come back to you. Okay. So when you're in balance, you're a generous friend, you're an exceptional artist, but when you're out of balance, then that's when you're competitive and you're a starving artist. So to bring this into balance, it says make new work as well, so you can help that creativity flow. All right, well, we're also going to pull cards here, or a card in this particular deck, the Ancestral Tarot, and we're just going to see what additional message the Creator has for this period. But I'm loving that this is, I know it's like, oh, I don't want to deal with all that stuff, but there is something that you're investing energy in. And if you don't do the new work in transforming this, you're still investing energy in it every single day. And you'll feel it'll be worth the effort to let that go, to, work on that wrath, work on that need to be right about a situation too, right? So what else would you want our Gemini brown bears to know about this winter solstice, please? Okay. One more pass here, see what comes out. Okay, this is the one right here. Wow, boom, the sun. And I love this brightness here that's coming too, because the sun is all about victory. It's about bringing light onto a subject, revelations, but it's moving past things as well, because usually they'll show you coming out of this garden, a little baby like on the back of a horse, and they're moving out of the walls of the garden, moving into new things, coming out into the sun, feeling the warmth. So it's very much, this positive, victorious feeling card. So you do, come out the other side of this winter solstice into this beautiful springtime. And I'm also seeing just this, it's all these yellows and oranges, which are your sacral chakra and your solar plexus chakra. Your sacral chakra, the orange one, deals with your relationship to yourself and an individual, not like a group, but a specific other individual. So that is definitely being reinforced here. The yellow, the solar plexus chakra, has to do with your relationship with yourself. So definitely this mirror effect going on, seeing that, this interaction that you had with someone else was showing a mirror back to you, right? So you could be looking at them going, why do they always have to be right? And it's like, oh, why do you always have to be right? It's this mirror that comes back to us to show us what we want to see about ourselves until we see it, because it helps transform things. It helps us, like I said, move that energy into a much more productive way for us, for our creativity, for our path, and for moving forward in our lives towards our dreams, rather than using our energy to maintain old wounds and old resentments and plots for revenge. All right, so we're going to next pull cards here from these Tarot of Dreams, and we're going to get more specific into each of the 3 months of the winter solstice. So from 1221 to 121, 121 to 221, and 221 to 321. All right, so from 1221 to 121, what else do you want our Gemini brown bears to know? Okay, I actually feel it's these 3 here. And then for 121 to 221. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so these are here, but then these also are being brought out for here. My goodness. And those, but then this one is like a last one. So, all right. So some good information coming for you here. And we'll start with 1221 to 121. Yeah, you got 10 of coins. So this is a beautiful way to start off all this, because this is about your external world, the coins or pentacles. And this feeling of abundance and overflowing. And I really think that, this beautiful brightness, again, with all this yellow, it's finding your inner worth and your inner, just your foundation of your worth from the inside. And then it flows to the outside. It's like that is going to be your gateway into this whole thing, and especially with this solar plexus, energy again, got all these oranges and yellows, but the green is also the heart. So it's about finding this unconditional love within your heart chakra, within yourself, And let that be your foundation, because when you have your relationship with others be your foundation, then you're always trying to prove something, right? You're always trying to be right. You're always, you fear not being right because we have all these conditional love laws of our ego that say, if you make a mistake, you're unlovable, you're rejectable. And so we go into that fight or flight mode and we get defensive, we get offensive. And, this is what is getting to the root of this. It's like, here, get into your own heart, find your own worth from within, then you don't have to prove anything, because real truth doesn't have to be defended, because it is just truth. So that's where capital T truths come in. But small t truths we feel need to be defended because we either believe it isn't true or we're afraid someone's going to prove it untrue, right? Yeah, Nine of Swords. This is the insomnia or the nightmare card, and this is all those thoughts and those beliefs that keep us up at night. These are all, swords are your thoughts, beliefs, mindsets, expectations, and attitudes, and this is all the stuff that you feel you have to protect, all these supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos that you just took on as your own. And some people are like, well, why do you think that is the way it's supposed to be? Because it's the way it's always been, that's what I was told. It's stupid if you don't think that. And it's like, well, we don't really know why. We just kind of passed it down from generation to generation, and we're like, well, because that book says so, or that religious book says so. And it's like, well, who wrote it? Well, we don't know. We just know it's right. There's a lot of that foundation that we have in our lives. When you look at the capital T truths, it comes down to unconditional love. That's like the huge one. Once we get that down, then we can go on to other things. But unconditional love is the first, kind of capital T truth of all things. That is the foundation. If it's not of unconditional love, then it's of fear. And this is where this is coming in, is that you're ready to take a look at these things that are keeping you up at night, that give you, weird dreams and nightmare dreams. What are you fearing? You are so close to letting this go. The 9 is about you finding these things within yourself and understanding all this stuff that's keeping you in this attitude. Yeah, and you have the 4 is the Emperor. And the Emperor has two sides. You have the loving Emperor side, which is of unconditional love. The loving Emperor, he will, create rules and intentions for the whole kingdom so that everyone can get along together, that they're designed to have everyone focus on unconditional love and working together for the benefit of everyone, where the dictator comes in with all these supposed tos and shoulds, and it's because fear has crept in. The human ego creeps in and changes a loving emperor to the shadow side of the loving emperor, which is the dictator. And the dictator is all about their own power, wanting to feel safe, and so it wants to maintain its power, it wants to gain more power, and it wants to take power away from rivals. And so that is at the core of why a dictator always needs to be right, and a loving emperor is open to new ideas because it doesn't need to own everything. It actually probably has a council in the kingdom, like all the knights of the round table, bringing their wisdom, bringing their ideas, and that is the transformative power of unconditional love. So this is showing you that this is what it can be, and this is the kind of the solution or the steps that you can take to help release all the stuff we were talking about and give you this brightness instead of this darkness, right? And I love as you move into January 21st to February 21st, you've got the Ace of Swords making itself known right away. And the Ace of Swords, again, is your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations, and all that mind stuff. And the Ace of Swords is what brings capital T truths. It brings clarity to your life. It also gives you the power to cut away those thoughts and those beliefs that no longer serve you. So you have this empowerment that is given to you and granted to you during that period of time. Perfect. And then you have on the opposite side of the suit of swords is the King of Swords. This is he's been through it. He's been from the Two of Swords all the way to the end of the suit. So he's the master of thoughts. And you are an air sign, Gemini. And so this is your realm, because this is the air element, all the mind. So this is you being aware of your strong abilities, within your mind. But also the King of Swords has realized that when you're making decisions strictly by your mind, strictly by your expectations and thoughts and beliefs and all that's in your mind, it doesn't tend to work out well, right? This need to be right kicks in. The King has learned that bringing in the emotion, bringing in the, Scorpios are water signs, so bringing in the emotion, bringing in the water with the air, brings this beautiful balance of things, seeing things from different points of view, trusting your gut and your intuition along with your mind and what you've learned in life, that, like I talked about, that huge photo album of things that you're remembering, you learned things through life. And so, the King, of course, has learned so much about the mind that it allows you to implement the wisdom that comes from the King. Oh my gosh. And then you have the Queen of Swords. You just can't make this up. So the Queen also, all the queens in the minor arcana, the suits, bring in water. So exactly as I was saying here, she also has those, and they all are wielding the Ace of Swords. And so it's all this power. Huge transformation of thoughts and beliefs happen from January 21st to February 21st. You are just grasping what is capital T truths, what are the truths, all these 9 of swords. It's like you're doing major overhaul in your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets, which is beautiful. And the Queen also, she usually has a hand outreach, just she's very open-minded to receiving new thoughts and new beliefs, which goes totally in the line with allowing yourself to allow other people to be right and to calmly listen to what people have to say without just rejecting it right off. Perfect. Wow, 2 aces too. So you've got the Ace of Wands, and aces are your drive, your ambition, your aha inspiration, and your spiritual energy. And I love this for you here because, again, this is a gift that comes to you as you move the energy off of maintaining those old thoughts and those beliefs, the defensiveness, the war that you have when you're always trying to be right, and that energy is being redirected into something more passionate, something more powerful in your life. And so it'll be towards these capital T truths. So when you're not investing all this energy in old emotions and in external things, trying to control those external things, all that energy comes back to you and allows you to focus in an area, possibly living your dream, right? Focusing all that energy on discovering that and moving toward that. And then that'll bring you into February 21st to March 21st. Wow, you got all this royalty here, and you got the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups, again, she has water, and she is the water suit, so you've got double water coming in. So she kind of is like the high priestess, where you have this ability to connect so deeply into your emotions, into your intuition, to the other side. So this spark of spiritual energy, the spark of energy coming in, allows you to really open up and quiet yourself to where you can communicate with the other side. So a huge message to take this time of, allowing other people to be right and kind of being quiet, listening to what other people have to say without, immediately thinking of how you're going to respond with, oh, let me show you how you're wrong. It's like, oh, okay, that's, I love how, you have this unique perspective on that, and I'm going to ponder that. It's not like, well, let me poke holes in all your, small T truth, and let me tell you what's really true. It's like, no, You allow them to think and allow them to be where they are, and that's beautiful. And in that silence, you get to dive deeper into the capital T truths, because you're talking to the other side where the capital T truths live. Oh my God, this is an amazing reading. And you've got the World card, which is the end of the major arcana. So this is all about endings to significant cycles, which are bringing new beginnings. So no surprise here with all this transformative beliefs that you're doing, this new energy coming in. You are just ending things. You are done. You're sick and tired of being sick and tired. You're tired of feeling all that nightmare and that insomnia, and you're like, oh my God, this is so wonderful. And you just feel this brightness and the endings, like I said, of major cycles. Oh my gosh, this is so wonderful. And you got the Strength card, the inner Strength card. This is a wonderful story, because this is your human side, the being of us, the animalistic side of us that is ruled by fight or flight, right? That's what brings this always need to be right, the fight and flight. But our human side, our shadow side comes down here to experience this life, to experience our shadow, to experience the opposites of who we really are, which is this being here. This represents our higher eternal self, the powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. So the small piece of us, a small part of us comes down here to experience this humanness, and it comes down hungry and thirsty, and it's told, look out there for that which will make you feel whole and complete. And so we go, okay, and we go out into the world, and relationships or of all kinds, whether it's romantic, family, friends, work, relationships with our fur babies and feather babies, whatever other kind of babies, relationships or circumstances like jobs and education, just circumstances in our life, and then things, our human body, our possessions, our bank accounts, all that is supposed to make us feel whole and complete, and make this part of ourself feel full and not thirsty. But we eat of that stuff out there, and like American Chinese food, you're hungry an hour later, right? Or you drink and you're even more thirsty than you were before, and so we get desperate. Our human ego side becomes desperate and hungry, angry, and it's going through the jungle, roaring and making a ruckus. Well, our higher self is always paying attention and to this piece of ourselves as well, and so it knows, oh, it's roaring, what's going on? And so it comes down, and it doesn't try to kill our ego or our shadow side. It doesn't try to put it in a cage to keep everyone else safe, and it doesn't try to suppress it or control it with like a whip and chair, because what our human side of us is hungry for is unconditional love, and it's not finding it outside of us. But our higher self is made of unconditional love, so it knows it can give our human side what it has been searching for all along, and so it comes down and it embraces it and hugs it and gives us unconditional love, and it transforms our roaring lion, or in this case a tiger, in the jungle, to a little cub purring in the lap of our higher self, feeling safe and secure and loved. And then they join together in this beautiful journey together, and our human side feels whole and complete. It doesn't feel like it needs to go outside of ourselves for our wholeness, like we were talking about with that 10 of coins, finding your wholeness from within. So this is really a big message about finding that wholeness, and again, connecting to the higher self, connecting to the more powerful, eternal, supernatural self that you are. And then you have the 3 Empress. So self-nurture, it's Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. The Empress is a lot like the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is more like the Empress, because the Empress is like all the queens in one. She holds the wholeness, the completeness, the new birth, the harvest. It's all about, it's a lot like the sun, represented in a person, and they're are like represent freedom. It's what comes before the dictator of the emperor, and even the hierophant, the controlling spiritual, religious, leaders too, because that's the 4 and the 4 and 5 that come after our experience of the Empress. We're free and we feel whole and complete like in nature. And then all these thoughts and these beliefs come and suppress us and make us feel like we're in a prison. But this is about returning back to that free feeling as you connect with your higher self as well. Okay. So I was talking about like the Queen of Pentacles. Well, here she is, Queen of Coins, Queen of Pentacles. So definitely this is about it rolling out into your physical world. Again, you've got 3 queens and the king and the emperor and the empress. So much divine masculine energy and divine, especially divine feminine energy, connecting to the emotional side, connecting to the spiritual world. But abundance, abundance, abundance. I love this. And then lastly, okay, perfect. So the Chariot. And this is the overall arching energy that they wanted to kind of sum up with this. And this is the choice. You have the power of choice between the 2 horses. You're in control. With whatever circumstances unfold in your life, you still have the power of what story you're going to apply to any situation and what emotion you're going to choose with every situation. And to know sometimes it feels like that I'm not making a choice. This happens and I feel this way, and this is what my mind says it means. But it's because we've made a habit of that. When we're younger, all these thoughts and these beliefs that, were embedded in us and reiterated and reinforced in us is when that happens, this is how you're supposed to feel. This is what this is supposed to mean, what story you're supposed to put to it. And over and over again, it happened to where when it happens, we react and immediately apply it. But if we slowed everything down, took a lot of deep breaths, we'd realize that we have so many choices that we can make. And I love this month especially. It's such a transformational month of all questioning all these thoughts and these beliefs of the supposed tos, which allows you to really embrace your power of choice here. All right, and I know this is going a little long, but you had a lot of information. It's a beautiful, transformational winter solstice for you, so I love this. Lastly, though, we're going to pull a card here from the Angels and Ancestors Oracle. Let's see what the final message the Creator has for all the Gemini brown bears. But this is big. Like it says, big endings to cycles and this beautiful new beginning that will start in spring as you transform through all this here. I just blown away. This is an amazing reading. Whoa. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that one went flying off. Let me grab that real quick here. There it is. You got the wise one. And this is grow within your current situation. So definitely wisdom coming within your current, where you're at. And let's just see what comes here. Yeah, it says knuckle down, be reliable and committed, be open to wisdom and insights from your elders. The wise one represents the wisest aspect of the goddess, like the divine feminine. In paganism and modern Wicca, the crone, is the fiercest, most psychic, and most aware aspect of the goddess because she has been through many life's challenges and overcome many setbacks. On this card, the raven in her hands represents the capacity to overcome the darker times and be reborn again and again, like the phoenix and we talked about, right? So she helps you to tap into the wisdom to overcome whatever life throws at you. Wisdom being the information stored in your soul rather than the knowledge acquired in this lifetime, and to learn from the experience of your elders or of your eternal self, right? And the extended message for this card is the wisdom of the wise one is based on something that the younger generation is often lacking, commitment, and reliability. When this card appears, you're being guided to continue working on your growth and expansion within your current situation. Be committed to your tasks and projects. It can be very easy to get bored or overwhelmed, but persevere. You're being reminded of how it feels to be let down and experience unreliability, and that it is not who you were born to be. So keep working on what you're working on, because it's going to be extremely beneficial for you in the long run. So that's just reiterating what I talked about in the beginning. Is I know this doesn't feel like, oh my God, really? This is what I get to do for the winter solstice, but it is worth it in the end. So definitely a lot of wisdom. And I love how it said, it's not about this, wisdom of your human lower self, not our animal side. It's this transformation to this capital T truths of our elders, of those that came before us, our ancestors. But really that's of the capital T truths of the other side. So I am blown away. This is just going to be transformational. So just know, Geminis of the brown bear, you're going to turn into beautiful phoenixes. So it's worth the burning down of these, old ways of thinking, because it's going to be, like I said, totally worth it. So love it, love it. Well, I'm going to leave the reading there. Just know, in addition to these readings, I also do like monthly readings by each zodiac sign, weekly updates on the energy of each of the elements, like the fire signs, the water signs, etc. New moon, full moon readings, just a variety of different readings. So if you want to be kept up on all of that as they come out, if you haven't done so already, just make sure to click the subscribe button down below, and that's going to make this little notification bell pop up, and then you can select your settings on when you'd like to receive them and how and all that. So it's really easy to do, and that way you don't miss out on any of the messages that are coming throughout the month and months, because this is for 3 months coming up. All right, well, just know as you're going through this winter solstice, and each and every second of every day, you are unconditionally loved by the creator of all things, the mother and father of all things, our creator. So, and of course, I also love you too. All right, well, have an amazing winter solstice, and I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. But until then, you take care. All right, all my Geminis, if you chose reading number 2, which is the black bear, then this is the reading for you. And we're going to start off by pulling from this Surrender Oracle deck, just to see what for this winter solstice for the 3 months is going to be going into hibernation, or what the creator wants you to know. We'll be going into hibernation. So for our Gemini black bears, what would you like them to know? Okay. Right off the bat here, you got surrender to miracles. Beautiful. Love my little dolphins there. And it says, be open to miracles occurring in your life. Feel and know that these events are real. Let go of any resistance and banish any doubt that miracles can happen. So what's going into hibernation is the resistance and the doubt around miracles happening. So that is amazing, right? So during this time, you're going to have this belief in miracles. And for some reason, I'm having the Christmas song pop up about miracles. And I think it's from, one of those animated, I'm seeing the train going to the North Pole. So if that resonates with you, it's a beautiful song about miracles. And I think it's sung by Josh Groban. So beautiful, beautiful. You believe in miracles during this holiday season and winter solstice. So perfect, perfect. We're also going to, of course, dig in, get more details. And we're going to pull a card here from the Animal Spirit deck and just see what else the creator wants you to know, or what spirit animal is going to be bringing a message for you here. And this is the one. And you got the snake. And it almost looks like a little Christmas ornament. So get the snake here. Snake is a beautiful transformational creature here. And it's funny, in reading 1, we got scorpion, which is the Scorpio transforms from a scorpion to a snake to an eagle to a phoenix. So this is like the second phase of the Scorpio's transformation. So if you were also kind of drawn to reading number 1 and you're like, I'm not sure which one I want to listen to or watch, I would maybe go back and look at number 1 as well, because there's this link between the two. So this is the guardian of the unawakened magic and creative potential. The snake is a symbol of our highest potential. It's said that Shakti, our creative life force, lies dormant at the base of our spine in the form of a coiled snake. Regardless of whether this image rings true for you, it's well worth considering the amount of unawakened or untapped potential within you. What would life look like if you woke it up? How can you stir it from its slumber? An experienced yoga or meditation teacher can lead the way. Make haste. The snake card appears when there is no more time to waste. Because when you're in balance with this energy, you're prosperous, creative, charismatic. And when you're out of balance, then there's starts and stops of many things. So to bring this into balance, it recommends looking into Kundalini yoga or meditation. And it's like this untapped potential, this untapped ability for miracles, because that amazing energy that's untapped within us, at the core of it, is unconditional love energy. It's the essence of the creator of all things. And is what brings miracles. That's what brings transformation. And I love this beautiful purples and lavender is like right here within this little egg here, this little ornament as well. It's like this reflection of it. So I love that. We're also going to dig a little deeper and pull a card here from this Ancestry or Ancestor Tarot, and just see what additional the creator has to say for this winter solstice. And then we'll dig deeper and deeper. All right, so creator, for our Gemini black bears, what else would you like them to know about their winter solstice, please? Okay, that's the one right there. And you've got the 6 of sacred circles, which would be the 6 of pentacles. And you can see all these little bags here. It almost, again, looks like ornaments or like a decorated Christmas tree. So for those of you that celebrate it, you know, there's this definite kind of feel and theme from the very beginning around just the holiday, that it's going to be something special that's kind of sparked with the winter solstice, which is the 12/21, so it's like 4 days before the Christmas holiday. But there's this beautiful, the 6 of sacred circles, which is the 6 of pentacles or 6 of coins, is all about this learning, this giving and receiving. And so I love this about when you have this resistance to receiving miracles. It's like, I'm not worthy to receive it. I can only give to others. But me receiving, no. And that's the whole holiday thing too, right? All these give, and you have all these expectations around giving and not receiving. And then disappointment when you don't receive what you thought you were going to receive, and blah, 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 blah. But this is all about this awareness of that you are worthy to receive miracles. So this whole package here is about being open to receiving. This also, the Kundalini and this represents like the divine mother, the protector. And this is like the egg that is you, and you're being protected. You are being nurtured by the divine mother, the comforter side, which, if like for Christianity, would be like the Holy Spirit or the comforter. Other, belief systems, it'll be the divine mother, the divine feminine, the goddess is caring for you and taking care of you, wants to bring you miracles. So this is all about being open to the miracles and receiving during this time. We're, like I said, we're going to dig even deeper, and this is the Tarot of Dreams, and we're going to look into pull cards for the 3-month period, so December 21st to January 21st, January 21st to February 21st, and February 21st to March 21st. That'll take us up to the spring equinox. So let me just give these a good shuffle here, and we'll see what else the creator wants you to know about this. But I'm all on board to receiving miracles during that time. Aren't you? Just say yes. Say yes, yes, yes. And if you want to have like that ignition of your, like saying, yes, I'm taking the leap, I'm going to believe in miracles, just comment below, yes, I believe in miracles. And let that be this ignition of this belief. I believe, yes, I believe in miracles, or I am open to receiving miracles. Whatever is on your heart, just start off by pronouncing it among everyone, saying, yes, I believe in miracles. All right. Creator, for our Gemini black bears, what do you want them to know about? 1221 to 121. Okay, that one and that one and that one. And then what about 121 to 221? Okay. Okay, so those are it there. And then what about 221 to 321, please? Okay, and that one, and I do want this one too. Any others? Yep, and then these two, just kind of an overall arching energy they want to mention, so we will take it. All right. So let me just spread these out a little more here. And let's see, so 1221 to 121, yeah, you got the moon. And the moon is all about the hidden and the unknown, but it's also about attaching to your intuition, trusting your gut, and connecting to the, beautiful world on the other side, that, the world of spirit, connecting to your angels and guardian angels and your spirit guides, your loved ones on the other side, your ancestors, unicorns, fairies, whatever you believe are those beings of unconditional love and light, spirit, the creator. This is about that connection, about being aware of that. And because there's a moon here, and this is the moon here, I would also really look into the moon cycles during, especially this solstice period, but definitely between 1221 and 121. I do put out new moon and full moon readings for each of the zodiac signs, so I'll try to remember to pinpoint them here. And they may not be out by the time this comes out. So I'll mention at the end of the video about subscribing and making sure how you can stay up to date on, as soon as they come out, get notified of them as well. But I feel that's important because of those. And then you have the Page of Cups. Cups are your emotions. A moon is all about our emotions. And the page is two things with the page. Pages are like the messengers. You remember back in the movies of the hear ye, they're the ones that go around bringing messages of the kingdom out to the people. And so these are going to be emotional messages that you're receiving. So if you're empathic and you pick up on emotions, just know that you're going to be getting these emotional messages, especially around the moon. Again, there's this amazing exaggeration and expansion and magnification of our emotions, and also receiving messages around the moon, because that's when the veil is the thinnest, and when the emotional energy is so expansive. If you focus on the frequency of unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter, that's the frequency of the other side, and then you can hear messages more clearly during that time. So this is definitely about paying attention to messages from the other side. Also, pages are usually young, and it's about this newness, this freshness of your emotions, going to a different level of your emotions as well. Because a lot of time the pages were the ones that helped the knights, and were knights in training. So it's about moving to this next level, moving to this next place in your emotional and spiritual, place. And just this makes sense. You have the 9 of coins. And 9 coins are like the pentacles as well, of course, and other suits will call them pentacles. But the 9 is about you finding this worth and this abundance from within, because you're in your own garden. The only thing that's with you is your feathered friends here, which again represent your spirit guides and angels and all your support team on the other side. So you've got this support within your external world, because the coins are about your external world, but you're feeling this worth that's coming from the inside out, and you're being guided with that. So, definitely you're feeling this wholeness and this completeness. But I feel like a lot of it has to do with your connection, because there's such the strong emphasis on the spiritual world during this time for you. So I'm also hearing that, around the holidays times here, it's like rough for you. You have a lot of feelings of loss. So this could be, of course, the holidays are a rough time if you've lost someone recently. And this is like the first holiday or one of the first holidays without them around. Just know that they're here with you. As soon as they left their bodies, their spirit was beside each and every single one of their loved ones. Okay, they never left your side, and they don't have to share their time with everyone else. They have the ability to be with everyone all at once, 100% present, because that's the ability that the Creator has, and we have that same ability. So just know that your loved one that is no longer there is around you, and you can do something special on the holidays too, like, light a candle, put it in the middle of the table. That represents their light being there with you. Or set a place. If you have space at the table, set a place setting for them, realizing that they are there, and don't focus on they're asking, don't focus on me not being there, like in the physical form, but allow me that presence going, I know they're here in spirit, and their higher self, their spiritual self is right here with us. And especially if you have like 5 loved ones there, each of you, they are with each and every single one of you, and when you come together, it's like their presence is just multiplied, and you can really, really feel their presence there. So that was an extra message for you that have lost loved ones. They want to let you know that they are there with you. And then 121 to 221, you've got the Hanged Man is the first energy that made itself known, and this is about seeing things from a higher perspective, seeing things from like heaven above, looking down upon the earth instead of the other way around. And is that the earth or is that the moon? Okay, that's some sort of sphere. It's not even either one of them, but it kind of jumped out as the moon again for me. So this continuation of paying attention to the moon as its cycles, happen, and what that significantly brings, what energy that brings. It's going to make a big impact for you during that time as well. And you've got the 4 of coins. Coins, again, pentacles, and the 4 is a very solid foundation with that. So it's like 4 legs on a table. So you're really getting this strong foundation of your sense of self. And you can see there's like this sun tattoo here, and this is also the sun symbol. So there is this feeling of your wholeness. Usually the sun sign is about, your kind of your sense of self and your sense of your ego and your human side. And so there is this feeling of security that's making its way out into your physical world as well. I mean, you found it within here, and I feel like it's flowing out in this next month. You're just feeling more whole, more complete, more solid, and like I said, more worthy of receiving messages. Yeah, perfect. So you got the 2 of Cups, and Cups are your emotions. And for me, the message of the 2, all the 2s in the minor arcana, are this awareness that comes for you that you are more than just the human side. So, as I was saying, that you're becoming confident in the human side and the external world, this is bringing in that message of, but you're more than that. You are this character, this human character that's walking on the earth and experiencing things on purpose, for a purpose, but the actor behind that character is this powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. And these two cups represent the two sides of you. One is this open cup that is saying, I'm hungry and thirsty and I want to experience, and what you're experiencing isn't making you whole and complete as much as when this other cup, which is full of the living waters, the unconditional love of the creator of all things. I talked about the essence of the creator is being poured in. And so you're opening up your human side to receive more. It's like the temperance card, if you ever see that. I think it's the temperance card. It's like kind of an alchemy where it's pouring water from one cup into another, and that's what I'm seeing is happening during this month of January 21st to February 21st. Then you have the Tree of Life. This is unique to this this deck. It's kind of based on the I always pronounced it Kabbalah, but when I was studying it a little bit toward a couple months ago, Kabbalists call it Kabbalah. So just a little tidbit there for you. But this is the Tree of Life. This is the process of our higher self and how we expanded and came down to our human form. And it's the map of how to get back to our higher self. So it's so reiterating this Two of Cups. But I also like the additional message here for this reading for you is that there was a map on how we got down to experience our human side, and it's very well designed on how we get back up to feeling attached again to our higher self and to embrace that powerful being that we really are. You know, being part of a drop of the sea of unconditional love. You know, it's about getting back to that in this map of realizing that. And that, really fits in with, believing in miracles. It's when we feel like that the world is out of control and that all these things are happening to us, we tend to not believe in miracles because we feel like we're being punished, or we feel like, it is out of control, like we're on this drama train that's about to jump the tracks and dramatically fly into this gorge and explode. But when you realize that there's a map, that we have so much destined, fated events to happen in our lives that are happening for us to learn and to grow and understand ourselves more, we don't feel as out of control. And we're like, you know what? Miracles can happen because they're part of the plan. We're so much more than this humanness, that miracles, can happen, because miracles are when our, this suppressive things have to happen this way. When we expand and allow anything to happen, we know what we want, but we don't limit on how it comes. That's when we open up to miracles. Okay. All right. Then February 21st to March 21st, you've got the Queen of Swords. So swords are all about your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. So all those limiting beliefs about the miracles come from our mind, come from our swords. But she wields the Ace of Swords, which allows you to cut away those limiting beliefs, cut away the small t truths that no longer serve you, and they bring in your capital T truths that come from way up here. That's, the truths that are eternal, the truths that are not based on our human fear ego. And the Queen brings this beautiful awareness. One, she also, in addition to bringing this air energy, which is all about the Gemini, she brings in the water energy, all the queens do, which allows her to keep an open mind and balance all the thoughts and beliefs with the like the moon energy, the water energy, the emotions, your gut, your intuition. So this is this beautiful card showing that you're obtaining this beautiful balance between the logic of the world, but also the insight of seeing things from this higher perspective, from the heavens, like the Hangman brought in. Yep, and you have the Eight of Coins. So you had coins and coins and coins. So your physical world is seeing these progressions. This is all about, like you were, this is like someone who's been studying from a master, studying to master something in their life, in the external world, and this is you achieving it. And so I feel like what you've been trying to achieve is this balance of life, coming to this place of security. And, with all this miracle and all this, balance stuff we were talking about with this Queen of Swords, I really feel like you're mastering it during this period of time here. And here's the Sun again. So you're really mastering this, connection to the upper world, and balancing it with your journey as you move among it. And that's like the Two of Cups. Sometimes spirituality will say, our higher self needs to destroy our ego and our shadow and suppress it, blah, blah, blah. But really, it binds together, and our higher self gives what our lower self wants, which is the unconditional love, and it joins together for all this. So that's what it comes there. And there's a little gnat here, and gnats have a special meaning in my life too. As he comes over to say hi to me, because gnats used to drive me crazy, because I had this belief that gnats weren't supposed to be inside. They're only supposed to be outside. And so that expectation would just make me so angry, and like I would have a plant that just would suddenly get infested with them, and they would just swarm and attack me. And it made me, I was getting so angry about it. And then that's when Spirit was like, why do you feel so angry about it? And it's because I had this belief, that they should not be inside. And they're like, why? This is all earth. They have every right to be anywhere like you do. And when I questioned my belief, oh yeah, they can be wherever they want to be. A miracle happened, that all the gnats started disappearing. Once they brought me, they were my little teachers, and whenever they appear, that is my reminder about expectations. And so because one appeared here in the middle of this cold day here in Colorado, they wanted that message to come out as well around expectations and miracles, right? Oh, yeah, and then you have Magician, so perfect. So Magician is all about your eternal higher self, bringing that magic of the unconditional love into the physical world, and that you have everything that you need within you. You've got all the cups, and you've got all the wands, and all the swords, and all the coins and pentacles. So you have everything that you need in order to express your higher self, that unconditional love that's within you. You have the ability to uniquely express that with the world. So you have everything that you need. And I love this too. I mean, one is the beginning, two. So you got the one up here. So it really is about expressing this higher self of yours with the world, and realize that you can be the source of miracles for others, as well as receiving miracles too. And then these two cards were representing just the overall arching theme here. Yep, Eight of Wands. Wands is your spark, your ambition, your drive. It's about movement. So you're going to be having movement throughout these 3 months. It also represents your spiritual energy. So for me, this is messages from Spirit, which we already determined from here that you're going to be connecting to the upper worlds during this time, getting messages from loved ones in all sorts of ways. You're going to get, whether it's license plate says something, or a sticker on the back of a car, or a song comes on the radio, or just a weird, junk mail email that has a subject line that reiterates a message, or just all sorts of stuff from the physical world. You'll get messages, plus even thoughts. Like if you're not even thinking about a loved one who's, on the other side, and all of a sudden this memory pops into your head, that's them touching that memory in your brain, letting you know that they are with you and around you. You'll get emotional messages too, where you'll just get this flood of emotion out of nowhere, but it's bringing this feeling that your brain hasn't figured out what the message is yet, but you know how it is when you just feel an emotion and you just feel this message within your being. You're going to be getting all sorts of messages from all over the place, so be aware of that. Excuse me. And you got the Four of Wands. So yeah, here's this gateway into new energies. Again, like the Four of Coins, the four is a very solid foundation of energy And this is this beautiful, double energy here, showing you that you're getting this flood of beautiful spiritual energy during this period of time, which makes total sense with everything going on here. All right. And then lastly, we're going to pull a card here from these bird messages, which is all about kind of like this 9 of coins here, all these bird feathers here. So this is messages from your angels and guides and all that posse on the other side. Right, what's your final message, Creator, for our Gemini black bears, please? Okay, I feel like it's this one right here. And you got the lovebirds. Oh, so perfect. Bringing in love, love, love. Passionate declarations can lead to love. And let's see what additional message comes from the little lovebirds from the book. It says, lovebirds' colors are as intense as those of the tropics she inhabits. Startling pink and green announce her arrival and that of her lifelong mate, her virtual visual double, her passionate, affectionate companion. His beak, laden with delicious seeds or fragrant fruit, finds hers. She takes his gift of love, and even the mirror presents him with delicacies in return. Right? The give and receive. For this is a ritual of confirmation of their enduring bond when fate has parted them, or the world has visited stress upon their ideal, and is a prelude to lovebirds making love. Lovebirds have chosen to perch in your cards because love is in the air for you too. And Lovebird counsels that you follow her lead and let passion and love reveal themselves while dining on tempting foods, right? The holidays. For established couples, it's time to reaffirm your bond. For those taking the first steps upon love's lifelong path, to declare your passion. So, this is a general reading, so it's going to be different for everyone. But I really feel this is reminding me of when they were saying, declare your passion, declare your belief in miracles, declare your belief in unconditional love of who you really are, and just double down on that passion. For others of you, this is that loved one that has left this world because of a fated event. They have left your life, right? And so that's them saying they're always with you, regardless. But really leading your life with love is an overline for everyone, of course, because that's the love that brings miracles. So, beautiful, beautiful reading for you. I'm going to leave it there. They don't have anything else that they want to mention at this time. I do want to let you know, in addition to these readings, I also put out readings for each zodiac sign for each month. Weekly, also energy updates by each of the elements, like fire signs, water signs, etc. New moon and full moon readings throughout, because that moon, reminder of those. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and get notified as soon as they come out, if you haven't done so already, just click the subscribe button down below, and that's going to bring up a little notification bell. And if you click on there, then you can set your settings on how you want to receive these, updates or notices when new videos come out. So it's easy to do, and that way you don't miss out on any of those messages that will be coming. All right. Well, just know as you're going throughout each and every day, and especially, throughout this winter solstice, that every second of every day you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. So have an amazing winter solstice, and I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. But until then, you take care. All right, all my Geminis, if you chose reading number 3, which is the polar bear, then that is your reading. And we're going to start off by pulling a card here from these Surrender Oracle. And that's just going to let us know what the Creator wants you to know about this entire winter solstice on what is going into hibernation. So we'll start off here for my Gemini polar bears. What do you want them to know? All right, right off the bat. Well, there you go. You got surrender comparisons with other people. And it says, keep your eyes trained on yourself. Focus on your own strengths, attractiveness, and power. So what's going in hibernation is this whole comparison of others, and you're going to be focusing on yourself, which is good for you. This is, you know, the color of the solar plexus chakra, which is all about your relationship to you. So you're going to be using any comparisons you've had in the past as mirrors to show you more about what you wanted to see about yourself. You're going to see others as teachers who continually showed you what you wanted to see about yourself until you see it. So this is a beautiful kind of, the mirrors are kind of stepping away a little bit and you're focusing more on yourself. But any of those that do pop up, as you know, it's going into hibernation. So especially around the holidays, you know, from December 21st to January 21st, your first month, you still might have these mirrors coming up, and it's like use those as going, oh, you know what? When I'm pointing at someone else, there's 3 fingers pointing back at me, right? All right. No judgment. We all go through it. And this is part of your process for this winter solstice. It's happening for you to learn about yourself, and it's not a punishment of any kind. And then we're going to pull a card here from the animal spirit and just see what else the creator wants you to know about this surrender to comparison, this hibernation of comparisons. Let's see what animal spirit wants to have a message here for you. What else the creator wants you to know here. This is for our Gemini polar bears. There we go. And you got the fish. This is very much, you know, with the moon and the fish has very much Pisces energy with it. So definitely about connecting to your inner self is, you know, definitely confirmation of what we were talking about. Let me just find the fish here. It's not alphabetical order, so I apologize here. Here it is. Perfect. So this is restlessness, change of focus, and lost in the current. So the fish loves to be subsumed in life's current. Nothing pleases it more than movement, movement, and more movement. The roaming lifestyle of the fish may be exhilarating for a while, but usually leads to weariness and slippery relationships. With all the possibilities out there in the vast waters, the fish becomes lost without clear goals and intentions. So spend some time with the lunar forces, you know, the moon, dear fish, as the peace and calm of the moon will soothe your soul. Because when you're in balance with this energy, you're adaptable and you travel well. But when you're out of balance, you're distracted and you change your mind often. So to bring this energy into balance, it says set a small goal and accomplish it. So definitely this connection here, you know, of connecting to the lunar cycles here. But this movement, this kind of feeling like not misguided, but like lack of focus, and that you're kind of going all over the place. That energy is the energy of comparison, because our fear ego will compare itself to everyone else and contrast itself to know where it's at. Am I rejectable? Am I lovable? Am I blah, 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 blah? But the outside world is constantly moving. It is unstable. So when you define yourself by those external things that you're seeing, then you feel unstable. And that's the kind of energy that's coming in with Mr. Fish here. We're also going to pull a card here from these tarot of the ancestors and just see what else the creator wants you to know and just get some more clarification here. And we are going to dig deeper after this as well. So do not fret. We're going to get more information than you probably want. All right. So for our Gemini polar bears, okay, there we go. You actually get 2 here. So let's make some space for this. You've got the Eight of Cups. Cups are your emotions, and this is all about what you're willing to leave behind, what emotional, kind of experiences and emotional memories are you ready to let go of. And that makes sense with what we're talking about here, because fish, Pisces, this is water energy, cups is water energy, and this is all about what you're willing to leave behind. And especially with these comparisons, that you've compared yourself to others for so long, this is a beautiful, it's going to be worth this journey, because you are going to be able to let go of things and see yourself in a whole different light. And I love how, here's that new moon, and here's the new moon up over here too. So this definite link between these cards. And then you've got the Six of Swords. Swords are your thoughts, your belief, your mentality. And it is about leaving old thoughts behind and moving to new ones. Usually you'll see them in a boat with movement. And so there's this movement that happens too, and it's usually across waters. So definitely there's this theme going on here about looking into your emotions. We are emotional creatures who think, not thinking creatures who feel. So your emotions is what you deal with, and then the thoughts around those emotions is what comes second, which makes total sense with this joining together of these two that are here. So we're gonna dig in more here. They don't have anything else to say on this so far. So we're going to use these tarot of dreams, and we're going to dive into each of the 3 months of the winter solstice. So we'll do 12/21 to 1/21, 1/21 to 2/21, and 2/21 to 3/21. And just see what else the creator wants you to know about this journey of the winter solstice. All right. So for 12/21 to 1/21, what do you want our Gemini polar bears to know? Okay, it's these 3. And then what about 1/21 to 2/21, please? Okay. And these 2 here. And then 2/21 to 3/21. And then these 2 are for just an overall arching message for the whole thing. So, all right, so let's do 12/21 to 1/21. You got the 3, the Empress. And this is great because this is about new beginnings. The Empress is about Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, so taking care of you. So this whole return back to you is beautiful. She is definitely water, definitely divine feminine emotion, but it is about new birth and feeling abundance as well. So there is this wonderful awareness that comes of who you are. It's like this worth. It's everything before comparisons. The Empress is 3. After that comes the Emperor number 4 and Hierophant number 5, and those can have energies. They have really positive, loving energy of them, but the loving Emperor becomes a dictator, and the loving spiritual leader becomes also a dictator type, suppressive, rule-making, shadow side if the fear ego gets involved. And that's where this comparison comes into. So this is the freedom before we experience that restrictiveness and that, all that stuff happening. So this is a beautiful card coming in because this is about the freedom from comparison. And then you have the 4 of Coins. 4 of Coins. Coins are your also called pentacles. This is about your outside world and your worth based on the outside world. And the 4 is a very solid foundation because, think of a table with 4 legs, 4 solid legs. It's a very solid table. And so this is this beautiful awareness that's coming about your wholeness, your completeness, and your worth. And like I talked about before, when you look outside of yourself for your definition and your worth, it's unstable. Like we talked about this energy, right? So, and I call that retail price because that's not self-worth. Self-worth comes from within, but retail price is how much we think we're worth to others. So if you're like this beautiful warm coat in northern Alaska during the winter, you are priceless and people desire you, right? So your worth is very high. But if you're that same coat during the summer in southern Texas, you're on the 90% off rack, right? The blue light special of the old Kmart days. And that's why it's unstable. That's why it's retail price, because it's constantly fluctuating, like we said here. But this is about finding this from within, finding your worth from within, your self-worth. And so it becomes very... this beautiful foundation is being built during this first month. Yeah, because here you go, 10 of coins. Total fulfillment, endings and new beginnings of your worth, feeling whole and complete, and overflowing out into the outside world. So you move very fast on this awareness of your worth, and it starts influencing your outer world already within that first month. So you are making quick progress. You're swimming fast up that stream or flowing with that stream. All right. And then you move into 121 to 221. And you got the Lovers here, so I talked about the Empress. That's number 3. Then I talked the 4 and the 5, which are those suppressive energies, for this reading they are. And then you get to number 6, which comes after that. And what this represents is, that whole journey where we're young, before we get all the rules and regulations, all the supposed tos, the need tos, the have tos, the shoulds. Before those come in, we feel free, and then we feel suppressed. We get all those rules. But then this represents like teenage years. Excuse me. We'll usually have something in our lives that we become passionate about, whether it's a person, a movie, or a band, or something where we're so passionate about it, we're willing to break the rules that have been given to us because it's worth it to us, excuse me, whether it's, we're told, no, you can't go see that person, and we sneak out and go see him anyway, or we break curfew, to stay out longer with them. We don't care. I want to be with them. Or if it's like a movie or a band your parents don't want you to go see, and say, oh, well, can I at least go stay at my friend's house? We're going to watch it on HBO or something. And they're like, okay. And then you both sneak out to go see the movie or go see the band. So it's that you're so passionate about something in your life that you're willing to break those suppressive rules. And so this is that freedom that from that comparisons, from all those shoulds and all those expectations, you're finding the passion to be yourself, and they're outweighing your fears. So you're making movement on that, which is beautiful. And then you have the Ace of Coins. So this is the gift of new opportunities and new possibilities in your external world, because you're breaking free from those bonds. So you do have these opportunities that come up January 21st to February 21st because of that movement. Yeah. King of Swords. Swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindset. So all of those limiting beliefs and everything, the king wields this Ace of Swords, which allows him to cut away those thoughts and those beliefs that no longer serve him. And I say him, but that's just the divine masculine energy. So it doesn't matter if you're male or female or how you identify. This is you cutting away those beliefs that no longer serve you, like we've been talking about. And the king also, because he's at the end of the sword suit, he's learned that making decisions strictly from the mind and all that doesn't end well, for us, because when we're all of the logic and expectations, we're ending up, comparing ourselves and limiting ourselves. But this is this beautiful balance, because he brings also in all this fish energy, all this water energy as well. He understands balancing emotion and mind helps to, make decisions that are more in alignment with our higher self and for our journey. And so it's the process that he's been through, because he went from, the Two of Swords all the way to the King. So he's been through it. He has experience understanding the mind. You are Gemini. You are an air sign. This is air energy. This is you, represented here. So you understand it. I mean, it's where you live as your sun sign, right? And then you have the Magician. So this is your higher self bringing in this amazing magic, bringing in this amazing ability, manifesting what you want in your life. And so this totally makes sense of everything that's unfolding here. And you can see this is the wizard, the magician, your higher self, bringing in the beautiful unconditional love energy from above and expressing it to the world. This is you embracing, like with this Ace of Coins and with this Lovers here, these new opportunities are coming in for you to live your passion, and you're discovering what your passion is. And you can ask yourself, how do I uniquely want to share the unconditional love within me with the world? And that's what you're doing. You're manifesting it. You've got all the mental, here's the infinity symbol, which represents your infinite self. But behind that, you've got the swords and the cups and the wands and the pentacles or coins. You have everything you need in your life to manifest and bring that forth. You have it right now. You don't have to wait for the future. You have the ability to share that with the world right here, right now. So beautiful. And that's January 21st to February 21st. And then you get into this February 21st to March 21st, which takes you up to spring. Let's do it. Yeah, you got the Five of Swords. So this King of Swords that you've been using to cut away those thoughts and beliefs that no longer serve you, this Five of Swords, 5 is about transformation of the old ways of thinking to the new ways of thinking. You're realizing that when you just lived with those expectations and all that external stuff, that you didn't feel whole and complete. And here you are wielding that Ace of Swords. And so this is that conversion from those beliefs into new ways of thinking. So 5s are all about transforming, those ways of thinking into much more open-minded, capital T truths, because that's what the Ace of Swords brings, when you're connecting to this water energy and connecting to these higher places. Again, this is that Six of Swords was transforming and movement of old ways of thinking to new. So this definitely is reiterating and showing itself during this month for you. Really there. Yeah. It does make sense. You got the Hermit energy here. Here's the brightness of your higher self on this journey. This is about taking some time to yourself. It doesn't mean you have to become a hermit in a mountain like this one shows here, but it is important for you to take time away, get away from all the noise, really look into yourself, because that is where you're going to find what you're looking for here. Really, all this was pushing you back and pointing you inside yourself. And this is the month that you really spend some time. And it could be, around the holidays here in this, you've been super busy and you've been making progress. I mean, we said you made huge progress during this one. This is like you're taking time away and taking time for you more than these other months as well. Yeah, because here's the King of Wands. Wands is your drive, your ambition, your spark, your aha inspiration, but it's also your spiritual energy. And with the King being at the top of the spiritual energy, this does represent your higher self, connecting to the Creator in the spirit world. So definitely, this is all about getting in tune with this powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being that you really are. You're not just this little human being. This character, you're the actor behind the character. This is a small part that you're playing, but this actor is so much more bigger and huge, limitless, powerful than we'll ever understand in our human form. Yep. And then here you go. So this is the Hierophant that I was talking about, but I love that they called this faith, because this is the loving side of the Hierophant. This is about trust and connection in your spiritual side to the higher realms, embracing this beautiful fiery energy. So this is definitely reiterating what we've talked about here. So I won't spend more on that. We've talked about it through this whole thing. This is just saying, yes, connect higher. Even it's kind of like this hermit, right? It's about turning within and connecting higher, raising your vibration to one of unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter, because that is the frequency at which spirit speaks, in which your higher self exists, your true self. And then for the whole period of time, they just want to let you know, you got the Four of Cups here, and this is beautiful. These are the 3 cups of the outside world of retail price I talked to you about: relationships, situations, and physical things like your body and stuff, and like bank account and possessions. But this is the Ace of Cups. This is the Holy Grail, the chalice that holds the unconditional love of the Creator, the essence of our Creator. And you're being offered this. This stuff was leaving you feeling bored and empty and not fulfilled, but you're being offered this new beautiful energy, this new beautiful connection of love from above. And again, the moon. And one of the other readings of Gemini too is all about the moons. So pay attention to the moons in each cycle as it's coming up too. I do readings, which I'll talk about in a moment here, for new moon and full moon. So you may want to pay attention to those as those come out in each of the months too, because they seem to be significant. And then you have the Six of Cups. So you have the Four of Cups, and then you have the Six of Cups. Again, more emotions. And this is going to allow you to look back. Again, like you had the Eight of Cups here too, which is knowing what emotions and stuff you want to leave behind. And this represents nostalgia. This represents looking back over your past memories and your emotions. Like we talked about, looking over those past comparisons that you made, that you were using to define who you are and have the foundation of your worth. But this is about, during this time, really reflecting on your emotions throughout this 3-month period. All this internal reflection you're doing, you're realizing that how you were comparing yourself to others really was an unstable foundation to make it at, right? Again, when you were defining your worth by the retail price of the outside world, you're like, I just don't know who I am. I feel so unstable. It's like, well, yeah, because that market out there is unstable. It depends on how someone's feeling in the moment, what season it is, where you're located, all that stuff. It's like, that's constantly shifting. But when you connect to this higher unconditional love and let this be the foundation of your self-worth, then you get to go back and you can look at those memories and those things that you were comparing yourself with and correct them, kind of save over it, and see it from a different perspective, going, oh, yeah, that didn't mean anything about me. Their actions were out of fear, and they were worried about, how people were going to perceive them and blah, blah, blah. So it had nothing to do with me. They were in fear. They were out of their minds of fear. And so that didn't mean anything about me. This is what defines me, not that retail price, not that instability. So it's beautiful. I love that this is going to be transformative for you. And yeah, at the end of it, you're just going to feel so empowered and so confident in who you are. You're not going to feel this unstable and like you're just being unfocused and flopping all over the place. You're going to feel very solid, with this expressing your passions and investing this energy towards your dreams. And lastly, we're going to pull a card here from the chakra reading cards and to see what the final message that the Creator has for our Geminis of the polar bear. All right, Creator, what's your final message for our polar bear Geminis? Okay. And actually, that one wanted to speak too, so we will do both here. Yeah. You've got number 20, play. Here's the fish and the water. And this is the heart chakra. I love it. And then you got the I am presence, card number 30. So you got 20 and 30. Beautiful. So let's see what messages come in here for you. So number 20, you do have the heart chakra. It says, this card has come to you as a reminder to bring more play into your world. Life may be getting you down of late, and the worry of your day-to-day commitments may be causing you a mountain of stress. One of the most powerful ways to release the tension and worries of the world is to take some time to play and feel joy. Life can become so intense and serious, and we forget to play, which is the fundamental expression of joy of the soul, right? It's part of what we were talking about, that energy that you are is joy and peace and love and laughter. Life can become so intense and serious. I already read that part, and I'll say it again. And we forget to play, which is the fundamental expression of joy of the soul. It is now time to connect with this joyful aspect of you and embrace the essence of play. When was the last time you played? You may like to take your dog to the park, go to the beach, play a game of sport with friends, whatever it is that allows you to give the gift of play to yourself. Do that. It's very important for your growth at this time to allow the energy of play to cleanse mind, body, and spirit. It is a natural state of play and have fun. Playfulness is a powerful medicine for the soul and brings about a deep release, healing stale energies and worries. Play brings about a deep connection to the joy of the cosmos. Bring more play into your life today so you can feel the joy of the cosmos flowing through your soul and into your world. And the affirmation for this card is, I play joyfully in the magic of the universe and I'm free to be me, which is all about this, free to be and express this beautiful love and joy and laughter that you are, right? Which is kind of like this I am presence. So this is definitely understand why these came out together, where this is the heart chakra, this is the crown chakra, the very top chakra out of the most popular 7 chakras. And this one is an indication that you are connecting to your I am presence at a deeper level. Just like each of us has angels and spirit guides that walk with us in the higher realms, we also have an aspect of ourselves that resonates in this higher state of consciousness, like we're talking about here. So all of this really is about that too. The I am presence is the all-loving, all-knowing, all-wise aspect of yourself that holds profound guidance and wisdom at all times. It resonates pure love and healing energy and is the angelic and divine aspect of our soul. Your I am presence pours its love and wisdom upon you, and you're being asked to open and receive its divine light. Your I am presence is calling for you to connect deeply with the divine aspect of yourself. If you've been feeling lost and lack direction, like this is talking about, your I am presence holds the answers to your questions and is offering you divine guidance loud and clear. This aspect of yourself is the best guide for you right now. It's time to allow and trust yourself at this deeper level, right? Faith, trust. You are being guided to take some time to strengthen and deepen this connection by meditating, writing, and doing things that allow you to feel the higher vibration of your soul. There is an abundance of positive energy flowing to you as you walk closer with your I am presence, as it creates a deeper feeling of fulfillment and well-being in your life. It's time to listen and take note of the wisdom that's pouring into your soul at this time. This card may also indicate that you've been working on deepening this divine connection and that your life is starting to resonate more positivity. Your I am presence is celebrating your hard work and commitment to your higher state of being. Keep up the great work. And the affirmation for this is, my I am presence shines brightly through me for all to see. So, yeah, definitely your higher I am, just all over the place in this reading here. So definitely this is a call to connect deeply within yourself, and beautiful transformation for you. Right? And yep, that is all that they have. So I'm going to leave the reading there. And just know, as you go throughout this winter solstice, that each and every second of every day, you are unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I also love you too. And I mentioned earlier, I do more than these readings. Of course, throughout the month, I do like a monthly reading by each zodiac sign. I do weekly updates of the energy of each of the elements, like fire signs, water signs, etc. Also those new moon and full moon readings as they come out, and some other readings. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and get notified as soon as they come out, if you haven't done so already, just click the subscribe button down below, and that's going to bring up this notification bell. And when you click on that, you can set your notifications to be notified immediately when the new readings come out. So you'll be right in the know and get all those messages that are coming throughout the month. All right. Well, wish you a very, very happy and transformative winter solstice. And I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. But until then, you take care.